All right, guys, welcome to episode number 4.
Today we're going to talk about what young men should focus on, to specifically gear for those guys that are in their teenage years.
And don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, and, keep watching our videos.
All right. Well, we're going to mainly be talking about 4 F's: fitness, finance, fucking, and fashion. All right. And then also another subtopic that we want to add on there is education. So we want to start out by talking about fitness. Right. So, in my opinion, young men should definitely be focused on building a foundation. So that means exercising when you're young, because the sooner you get it done, the better it is for later in life.
So basically what you're saying is, if you start off young, it'll be better for you on the long run.
Yeah, definitely. And you should mainly be focusing on either losing weight, bulking, or putting on muscle. It's got to be one of those.
I agree with you on that. I don't believe that people just go to the gym and fucking do cardio or something.
You should definitely have a goal in mind, and you should definitely want to try to structure your eating habits and your exercise routines. So that means you want to write everything down that you eat, track down your calories. I recommend using MyFitnessPal. Personally, that's what I use. And as far as the workouts, you want to have a routine. So whether that's doing one day upper body, another day lower body, or perhaps you're doing 3 full body workouts a week, you want to have a routine down that you follow, because that way you can kind of ensure that you're going to be more consistent with it. And what do you have to say in terms of fitness?
I work out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I try to work out. It's mostly because I play sports, soccer and stuff. As you can see, I'm not really that bulk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't have that much muscle on me. I've been trying to bulk up. I've been trying to build muscle. It's not that easy. I feel like it takes a lot of dedication. You got to be really disciplined. And you got to know what you're working on, basically. So if, like you said, one day you want to focus upper body, another day you want to do legs, and then let's say the following day you take a rest day. Don't take 2-3 rest days in a row. You got to get back in the gym.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I believe one of my main problems, trying to bulk up is I don't really try to, just because I play sports, especially a sport that you need a lot of cardio in. Basically, you're gonna be running up and down the field for 90 minutes. You know what I mean? You might as well get it. You don't want to have that much muscle. It's gonna be, you're gonna get tired even faster. So, but yeah, that's just my opinion on it. If I was to bulk up, I know I have to be more disciplined, and I gotta eat more. That's really my issue. It's hard to eat more calories than what I'm supposed to, or at least in a healthy way. You know what I mean? Yeah, you could do a fucking dirty bulk, but how far is that really gonna get you?
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. That's personally what I did. I went from 140 pounds in freshman year to, I believe, junior year. I was around 200, so I gained over 60 pounds in 2 years. And back then I was stupid, right? So I thought I was actually putting on muscle. Looking back at it, I probably put on I don't even know, 5 pounds of muscle of that. It was mainly all fat, right? But I didn't notice that. At the time, I didn't know that, because I had looked up online and I saw that dirty bulking was the best way to go about it. So that's exactly what I did.
So you said you read this online?
Yeah.
That dirty bulking was the best way to do it.
It was on one of those random forums,
mm-hmm.
One of those bodybuilding forums or whatever.
So going back, would you try to do a clean bulk, or do you believe,
Yeah, no. What I know now, I would personally try to gain weight slowly. Maybe a pound and a half a week, or 2 pounds would be kind of pushing it. But you definitely want to gain weight slowly to ensure that you're mainly putting on muscle and not so much fat.
So what if you do a dirty bulk, right? Let's say, look, I'm small. I'm a good 135, 145. For my height, I'm a little bitch. So but like I said, I'm the fucking cardio king. So, but what would you say? Let's say I do a dirty bulk. I go up to like 175, and then let's say I'm trying to cut down to 160. 155. Well,
I mean, it could work,
what do you
right?
think
But
about that?
I feel like when you're doing a dirty bulk, it could also fuck up your metabolism because you're gaining weight so fast, and your body is not able to adapt to it as fast as you're gaining the weight. So your metabolism could be like all over the place by the time you're done with that dirty bulk, and it might not be so easy as to lose that weight because you put on so much weight that you've already fucked up your whole metabolism.
So, you just don't recommend it at all? Maybe not even, in your high school years,
I mean, maybe in your high school years it could work, but you want to gain maybe like 20 pounds. You don't want to do what I did and gain like 60 pounds crazy like that. You don't want to, and like, I don't know. I feel like it's hard, right? Because when you're dirty bulking, you're essentially just eating a bunch of like junk food, right?
Mm.
And it's hard to stop once you've gone on at it for weeks, Like, think about it. You're eating like, crazy amount of fast food. How are you all of a sudden just gonna stop and go back to chicken, broccoli, and rice, right? That's boring in comparison to fast food. So,
but that is your diet for now, right?
what?
Just chicken,
Rice and broccoli.
Pretty
much, yeah.
And you eat that how many days out of the week?
I try to eat it like 5 days, but in between one of those 5 days, I'll actually throw in like a cheat meal. So, pretty much what I'll do is I'll go out and eat fast food one of those days, or yeah, just try to have some fast food. Pretty much what I do.
So I mean, do you just go, like whatever you're craving, or do you just, it's one of my cheat days, let me just get something to eat?
It's one of my cheat days. Let me just get something to eat. But no, it's not a cheat day. It's a cheat meal. So whereas before I'd have like a whole cheat day, so I'd go to McDonald's, like, I don't know, half day, late at night I'd go to Burger King or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now I try to eat the same foods that I normally eat, but I try to cut back a meal, and then instead of having that meal, I'll have like a burger, for example.
Okay, so how many times are you eating in a day?
Pretty much just breakfast, lunch, dinner, just 3 meals a day.
So you're having, when you were dirty bulking, how many meals were you having a day then?
About the same, but what was different was in the morning I'd throw like a shake. I'd throw like up to 3 bananas, maybe like, I don't know how many scoops of ice cream, probably like 5 scoops of ice cream, 2 tablespoons of peanut butter.
Mm-hmm.
I'd throw in like a mass gainer in there, and you blend all that up, and before you know it, you're pretty much drinking down like 1,200, 1,500 calories right there easily.
Yeah.
And that's just the start of the day. That's not even counting, lunch and dinner.
Yeah.
So you can see how the calories start adding up pretty fast.
So right now you're just more focused on the calorie deficit, right?
For sure.
I mean, you've lost 15, 30 pounds?
in like 6 weeks, so like a month and a half.
And you said your goal was what, 170, 175?
170. But, I mean, obviously, like, when you start losing weight, you do lose, like, an extreme amount in the first couple of weeks. And then it starts slowing down and you start plateauing. And eventually you have to cut down your calories even more,
Mm-hmm.
to get past that plateau.
So, as you were stating earlier, this is one of the 4 Fs, as you want to call it. Is there anything you want to emphasize, to for that age range, like you said, those high school years that, we already went through all that. So, we're getting into our 20s right now. So, anything you want to emphasize or any advice you have for them on this aspect of fitness?
Yeah, if I could go back, I'd definitely have like a structure down. Like I said, I want to emphasize this again. You want to have like your diet plans structured and written down. You want to have your workouts structured and written down. And yeah, like this is not only going to help you like in terms of building muscle, but it's also going to help your mind. It's going to help your discipline, and it's just going to help you in all other areas of life. So it's really important that you nail this down as soon as possible, in my opinion.
So basically, just create a routine and, try to be as disciplined as you can to follow it.
Yeah,
basically.
Like getting your fitness down right is not only going to help you like put on muscle, it's going to help you like with women because it's going to, get you more confidence.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to help you with fashion because you're going to present yourself in a better way, and it's going to help you with finances because you're going to have like the motivation and like the drive to like pursue something else because you know that you've changed your whole body, right? So it's just going to give you the confidence to go on and do that too in business.
And at the end of the day, this really just raises your self confidence in general. So you know that's a good thing. So you did say, you know, these basically what you're saying is that these 4 Fs really they really just, you know, help each other out in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're all kind of connected back to one another.
All right. So what was one of the few ones? What was the next one you wanted to talk about?
I want to talk about let's see. The next one that we've written down is finances.
Mm-hmm.
So specifically, when you're about 16, 17, you want to get a part-time job, in my opinion. You want to start working immediately to start saving up some money. Like, whether that's fast food or whether that's, I don't know, washing cars or working at a retail store, whatever it is, you want to start, you know, getting a part-time job so you can get some experience, because that experience is later going to, you know, help you get better jobs and higher paying jobs. So you definitely want to get your foot in the door as early as possible.
I mean, I do have some advice. So you know, I've been working since I was fucking 15.
Really?
I worked at, you know, my first job was at fucking Burger King.
Okay.
And,
yeah, that was my first job too.
Yeah, I mean, I started.
We were in that kitchen.
Yeah, we were in that kitchen.
In that kitchen, flipping those Whoppers.
You know, I started working at 15. You know, until today, you know, what, 5-6 years later, I'm still working. Not at Burger King, but you know, you get the point. I'm pretty sure once you start working at that age, you know, at first, you know, it's gonna be on nice and stuff. You know, you're gonna have your own check. You're gonna start getting money in. A big thing that I did not do was, you know, I'd get these checks. I'd be like, hey, yo, yeah, I just got $300, blah, blah, blah. You know.
And we go to the mall and just blow it off.
Just go out.
Yeah.
And it was wraps.
Yeah.
And, you know, that check was what? We got paid, what, every 2 weeks or so?
Every 2 weeks, yeah. And we only made it, what?
We didn't make shit.
150, sometimes 200, but that 200 was pushing it for sure.
Yeah, no, we were getting paid, what, no, not 7. 8.25. 8.25 an hour.
I remember that. 8.25, that's what we were making, yeah.
And that shit was, you know, at that time, you know.
At that time, you damn near think you're a millionaire because, like, you know, you don't have any bills. You practically don't have anything to pay for. So all that money that you're earning, yeah, it's not a lot of money, but you're able to spend all that money back into whatever you want.
Yeah, I mean, basically. But what I didn't do is I didn't save. Mm-hmm. I didn't save my money.
So if you could go back, you'd definitely like learn how to save.
Oh yeah, for sure. Or try to invest in something. You know, I mean, being at that age, you know, 15, 16, 17.
You know, probably don't know how to invest, but you at least want to learn how to, like, what options you could go. You know?
Yeah. You might not know, you know, what to invest into, or you don't even know much about investing overall.
Or you probably don't even have the capital to even begin investing, right? But you at least want to start educating yourself on.
Oh yeah, for sure. You might
in the future.
Yeah, just
so you want to start saving right now, so that later on in the future you can start investing.
I mean, yeah, like I said, yeah, you could do that too. But if you are gonna invest, or if you're not, you know, I just get educated on that, you know, before you do any movements like that. You know what I mean? You don't want to just go in there and just be like, oh, okay, yeah, this is really trending right now. Let me just put half my check on this. You know what I mean?
Let me put like all my check into NFTs or anything like that, right? Yeah, don't do anything crazy like that. Yeah.
Just, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's one of the few things that if you do start working, you might want to look into. You know, just, you know,
How would you go about saving though? Like, would you just like simply like take out like a percentage of your check and decide what you're gonna spend on, or?
So with that, all right. So you know, back then, like I said, I didn't have any bills to pay or anything. You know, let's just say I was getting paid $300, right? It really wasn't that much because, you know, we were in school and everything. But, you know, hypothetically, if I'm getting like $300, $50, you know, $20, $25, you don't even have to save that much. But, you know, every check that, you know, you'd be like, okay, I got this much. Yeah, let me take a maybe 10%. I don't really like going percentage wise. Yeah, personally.
I mean like in a week, think about it. There's 52 weeks, right? So if you do the math, like $20 times like 50 times 52 is probably like about 1,040.
Yeah.
So in a year you could save up to $1,040 if you just save $20 a week. Something simple as
yeah,
that.
yeah. I mean, yeah, even that. So
And that's $1,040 that you otherwise would not have.
or yeah, or even just do the 50, and you know what I mean. You basically get to that point. You know, you get paid every 2 weeks for 50, just that one day. You don't gotta worry about it for the next 2 weeks, and it just builds up like that. So, I mean, like you said earlier, that's one of the things that it comes down to discipline. So.
And another thing that I get into, like when I'm young like that, like 17, 18, specifically those years, I'd probably want to start like a side business that doesn't require like a lot of initial capital to invest in. Like maybe something as simple as cutting somebody's yard or whatever, right? Because at that age, yeah, you might fail, right? But it's better to fail when you're 18, 17 than it is, because you don't really have too much bills to pay anyways. There's not really a lot of responsibilities. So at that age, you can kind of start experimenting with different ideas that you may have, because it's not like you're gonna lose a lot of capital anyways to begin with.
I mean, let's be honest for a moment. You say, try to start your own sort of, company in a sense and all that, right?
No, not a company, just a little side hustle, just something that you're earning maybe like $50 a week, not anything big, right? And then maybe you can escalate it in the future, but for now you just want to like start out slow.
But how would you how would you start something like that? Like, in the sense of, you're like 16, how are you gonna start a side hustle with the intent of, you got school, you want to focus on school, especially if you're looking forward to going to college, or getting that sort of higher education for whatever you're chasing, or focusing on the fitness aspect of it. You gotta have some time to work out.
I mean, like yeah, you're going to school Monday to Friday, right? But the weekends you have off, so maybe like you could save, I don't know, $50 a week until you get to like $2,000, and then maybe you could like meet up with another friend and he can put another $2,000, and you can buy yourself a really old pickup truck, and then you can just transport the lawnmower.
Did you really just say $2,000?
Well, no, 2,000 from you, 2,000 from another friend, 4,000.
Bro, you're like 15, 16. Where are you gonna get $2,000 from? You know what I mean?
Hey, I mean, you might have to work a little bit overtime.
Because
not overtime, but you might have to work more hours than your schedule. You might have to ask for more hours.
I mean, I feel like that's one of those things where you can't really do much. You know what I mean? If you have the money saved up, great. You know what I mean? But it's one of those things that where you got, like I said, you got school, you got work. I'm pretty sure, how many days of the week are you gonna be working? You know what I mean?
Maybe just 2 weekends, or maybe even Friday.
That's what I'm saying. Most people, when they're in high school, they work either weekends or they work like a day or two in the week, and that's it. You know what I mean? They're not working, 40 hours. They're working probably, let's say 10, 15 hours a week. You know what I mean? So,
okay, and yeah, I also want to add that you should probably start a YouTube channel or some type of social media platform where you can grow, because the earlier you get started, the better. Because I mean, think about it, this little, I don't know, studio that we have here, it only costed us probably the two mics were about 150 each or so.
Yeah, something like that.
The webcam was about 150. The laptop we've already owned, so really altogether, it's really about under $500, right, for everything.
Yeah, no, and at the end of the day,
So basically, you do want to take risks when you're young.
Yeah. You do have a good point with the whole social life thing. With the aspect of, there are a lot of people making money off of social media, off of YouTube, TikTok, everything. I feel like you don't even have to spend that much money on a sort of production. For example, look at us. You know what I mean? We started this channel 2-3 weeks ago.
Basically, yeah.
Look to the point we are right now. We haven't really spent that much on our production per se. You know what I mean? But it's because, we're still getting into it. We're still,
Because I feel like everybody's trying to find a purpose.
Yeah.
But really, you're never gonna find a purpose. You're just gonna have to eventually land on it.
No. And another thing, I mean, when you're doing stuff like this, you got to make sure to have fun with it. You know what I mean? You don't want to just
burn out.
Oh, people are doing this. Let's just go ahead and do it because everyone's making money out of it. I gotta find a way how I'm gonna make money out of it. Nah, if it's something you enjoy, just go ahead and do it. doesn't matter what your channel's about. Just go ahead and do it. You know.
Do you want to transition on to the next F or?
Yeah, we could get started on the next one.
All right. So as for the next F, it's gonna be fucking. And I know this sounds like it's a little bit funny or whatever, but for the fucking part, we just want to start off with saying, whatever you do, if you're gonna have sex, make sure you use the condom. No matter if she tells you she's on the pill or whatever, do not believe her. You know, because at the end of the day, you're gonna be the one that's gonna be stuck with the child support payments and whatnot. So do not believe her. Use a condom. Yes, it feels much better when you go in raw, but do not believe her. Trust me, do not believe her. I mean, the only exception that I make for this, and even then you are kind of pushing your luck, is if it's like a long-term relationship, then maybe you could start going in raw every once in a while, but even then you're kind of pushing your luck. So you want to be very careful about that. What do you say for that?
I mean, yeah, you kind of sound like you're saying this from a personal experience type of, you sound really, like you want to get that point. You really want to emphasize that.
Did I want to emphasize what point? To use a condom?
Yeah, no, just everything in general. You really made sure to put it.
I've been there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I agree. Yeah, protect yourself at all times, as Herbine says. Yeah. No, I agree with you on that. I mean, even then, looking at our generation, that's, hormones are fucking all over the place. You know what I mean?
Like, let me just put it this way, right? I mean, let's be honest. So most of you guys are not gonna last more than 30 seconds, right? So in you guys' cases, 30 seconds of fun is not worth 18 years of child support. It really is not.
On God,
it really is
that.
Not.
I like that. Yeah, no, I mean, whatever time there's a time for everything. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
I mean, I just think people should focus at that age, focus on something else. You know what I mean?
No. It's perfectly okay to be out there, getting to understand how women operate and whatnot at that age. Because why would you wait till you're 25 to start pursuing women?
No. I get that.
You shouldn't be pursuing them in the first place. But if the opportunity comes about, and yeah, you should go ahead and do it.
Yeah, no, I
You're
get
a man
that.
After all.
No, I get that. But I'm saying, like, at that age, you have other stuff in your mind. You're like, yo, you might, like I said, you might have a job. You might be in school. You might be. Yeah, I'm not saying,
I don't know, man. I'd skip school just to do it. I think everybody's done it,
I mean, we talked about this in what episode 2 it was. We talked about, reflecting on high school and stuff. Yeah. You weren't like that in high school, were you?
No, for the most part, not. It was only until I got to college, but if I were to give you guys some advice, if you're still in high school, it would be, if you are gonna be engaging in sex, I'd definitely recommend you guys to use a condom, no matter what. Like I said, no matter what, like, use a condom. For sure.
How does this influence?
Especially if it's just a one-time thing. But what were we gonna say?
How does this influence the other F's that we already talked about?
I mean, what's gonna kill your finances? Like, if you get a girl pregnant, it's gonna kill your finances. It's gonna destroy them. Like, 100% is gonna destroy them.
And I mean, in general, right? I mean, if in general, it takes time. So.
And you're most likely gonna get fat. Let's face it, right? Because you're gonna be at home taking care of the kid, feeding the kid. So you're gonna get fat. No.
And I mean, no, like I was saying earlier, this really affects finances. Cause how much money are you gonna spend taking,
Yeah, like I said, at that age, we were only making what, 200 every 2 weeks.
You weren't really making
How can you possibly take care of a child with $200 a week?
You can't afford it, my guy. $8.25 an hour is not gonna cut it.
It's really not gonna cut it. No matter what, no matter what way you spend it, it will not cut it. And then for that topic, we also got.
No, hold on. Before we move on to the next one, I wanted to ask you, how does this affect the fitness perspective of it?
No, like I said, you're gonna get fat. Like, if you get a woman pregnant, you're probably gonna get fat because you're gonna be at home taking care of the kid.
Okay, no. Even then, you know what I mean. Like, even not getting someone pregnant,
you're not gonna have as much time to make money.
But because you're focusing on
raising a child.
But I feel like not everyone that fucking has sex or whatever has a kid.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, how does that?
Okay, but
How
like,
does
if
fucking
you're constantly,
affect your fitness?
if you're constantly chasing, women for sex, then you're probably not gonna be prioritizing your fitness or your finances. They're both gonna go down.
I mean, in general, in a relationship or not, whatever. Relationships take time. Everything, whatever you're looking for, it takes time. This is gonna be like one of those alpha male type of talks. Don't focus on that. Focus on the gym. Focus on getting that money.
No,
No.
I don't want to say don't focus on it at all, because if the opportunity does come, like I'd take it too, right? But basically, you don't want to make women a priority. This means that you should be focused on school. You should be focused on getting your finances right, on working out. But you shouldn't be going out of your way to be chasing women. But if you're in class or whatever the case may be, or you're out and about and you meet a girl, then yeah, you know what I mean. Like, you should, if you think it's worthy of a relationship, then maybe you should pursue that, right? But like I said, I'm not against relationships, but at that age, they're probably not gonna last. Let's face it, right?
I mean, I've seen people actually, at a high school, dating in high school and stuff, actually make it.
But it's very rare.
That whole high school sweetheart thing is pretty rare.
It's pretty rare, especially nowadays. But
no, but in general, like on a serious note, yeah, protect yourself, and just focus on whatever you want to do at the end of the day.
Yeah, and again, I want to stress this enough. I mean, I want to stress this too, right? So for the most part, do not get into a long-term relationship. Like, there may be like a special situation where it can work out, like you said, but for the most part, it does not work out. And like, you're really gonna be investing all these years that you should be focusing on yourself as a man and building yourself as a man on a woman, when the possibility of it working out is gonna be so low that it's not even worth it, in my opinion.
I mean,
like I said, there are special situations, but for the most part, we're operating on probability, not possibility.
I mean, you said probability, not possibility.
Yes.
Is that basically not the same thing?
No, because it's possible that you and your high school sweetheart can get married and have kids and whatnot and die together or whatever, right?
Okay.
But it's not likely. Like, the possibility of it happening is so low.
But there's a probability it could happen.
Yeah, probably.
You get what I'm trying to say?
Like 2%.
I never heard that before.
I mean,
no, I'm not talking about the percentage. I'm talking about like the whole probability, not possibility thing. I just never heard it before.
Shout out Fresh and Fit.
So
shout out Myron Gaines. What were you gonna say?
What was the next F? You said it was 4 of them, right? So what's the last one?
Wait, let's not move on too fast yet. We still got a couple more minutes to talk about. What are we talking about? Oh, fucking. So, yeah, to recap everything, just want to conclude it by saying, always wear a condom, no matter what a woman says. Always wear a condom. Want to also stress that you should not make women a priority. You should be focused on your fitness, finances, education, or whatever. If women come about as a result of you elevating yourself as a man, then go ahead and get busy, basically. But always with the condom, and for the most part, do not get into a long-term relationship.
And in a sense, I'm not gonna lie to you, that shit does sound like some red pill shit. Man's over here talking about don't focus on women and stuff. I have to disagree with you on that. Or don't get in long-term relationships. What I mean, it just.
If I could go back and do it again, I mean, obviously I made the mistake of getting into some long-term relationships when I was a young man, but I still am, right? I'm not old, but you guys get the point.
And you believe, because you had a bad experience, it probably won't work out for everyone. Basically. Because, I mean, it does work out. You know what I mean?
No, but let me put it like this. Shout out to Andrew Tate for this quote. But
nah, man.
The way he said it was, you'll never know what a good apple is until you picked over 100 apples. And I'm not saying you should be running through these females now, but... I'm not saying you should be running through them, but you should definitely go out there and experience more, basically, like, the only way you're gonna learn about like anything in life is through experience, right? Correct or not?
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that aspect, but you were here saying, don't engage in focusing on women, don't engage on long-term relationships. How are you gonna deal with that sort of, that heartbreak, that sort of, engagement with a woman, if you don't experience it, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Oh, so you're saying you should go through a heartbreak earlier in life as opposed to getting one through one later?
I mean, it's not like I'm over here just, praising heartbreaks. You know what I mean? I'm not like, yeah, let's go get our hearts broken. No, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, it's bound to happen at some point. I just think everything that you do is a learning experience in general. Whatever you do, it's a learning experience. So, I don't agree with you on that aspect of, don't engage in stuff like that. Don't engage focusing on women.
No. You like, basically what I'm saying is you shouldn't, like, how would I put it? All right. Basically, you should go to school to, like, get good grades, whatever, work out, and basically learn about finance, right? But you shouldn't be going to school just for the purpose of, like, oh, like, today I gotta talk to this many girls, or I gotta do this, It should just come naturally, basically. As a result of you improving yourself, it should just come naturally.
I mean, yeah,
like, your confidence should just naturally go up, You shouldn't be like, oh, today I gotta talk to 5 girls. Do you know what I mean?
I doubt anyone does that. I never went to school and said, okay, yeah, I gotta talk to these many chicks.
Okay, that's you though.
That just does not. It just does not sit right with me. You know what I mean?
I don't know how else to phrase it, but just basically do not chase women. Like, you know what I mean? There's a difference between chasing them and just naturally happening, right?
I mean, yeah, no,
as for me, like, where I met most of the girls in college was in the library, and I mean, obviously I'm not going to the library to look for girls, right? It just happens to be that a girl comes up, we're at a table, whatever. She gives me her number, walk her to class. Next thing you know, right?
No,
right or wrong?
No, but I'm just saying, like, in that sense, I'm just saying, I think, everything has its own time, obviously, right?
Yeah.
I think everything happens for a reason. Everything has its own timing, right? Whatever happens for a reason. And, I mean...
Sorry, guys, just looking at the time. Do you want to go on to the next topic or not yet?
No, yeah, I'm not.
Okay.
But yeah, like I was saying, everything has its own time and everything. Regardless, I don't think you should, go to school and be like, yeah, I'm here to talk to this many chicks today. Nah.
They're gonna sense that.
No.
You're desperate.
No. And I mean, in general,
Yeah. You shouldn't be doing it in general.
You're not going to school to go talk to females, are you?
No.
You're going to, get your grades up and stuff, If you have the goal of going to college, you're going to go to college, you're striving for that, But I don't think, focusing on those 3 F's that you stated before is going to, it's going to get your self-confidence up or whatever, it's going to, but like I said, you're not going to go to school because, oh yeah, my self-confidence is all the way through the roof. You're not going to be like, okay, yeah, I'm going to go talk to this girl without thinking. You know what I mean? You should go to school, talk to your friends, focus on school. But, for whatever you do, you go there and you do what you got to do to get whatever you got to get done. You go to school, fuck it, do your schoolwork. But with everything, there's a time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why in that sense, everything has its own time. So, that's just what I believe. I disagree with you on that aspect of that we spoke about before.
Okay, and a lot of guys around this age, like 16, 17, 18, they might still be virgins, right? So what do you tell these guys to, like, just lose it as soon as you can, so they can kind of, like, stop worrying so much about it, stop thinking about it so much, and they can just kind of be like, yeah, like, I'm the man or whatever. I fucked this bitch, Or, like, how should they go about it, Should they be trying to, like, lose it as soon as possible, or should they not? Because, I mean, let's face it, right? When you're that age, you're going to be thinking about... The only thing you're going to be thinking about is sex, right? So, should you just lose it to like move on with your life and mentally like tell yourself that what, I've already got it, I can just move on now, or like what?
So, from personal experience, I never thought like that. When it happened, it happened. I don't think that you should be like, oh yeah, I gotta get this done. It's not that deep. It really isn't. And I'm saying it's not that deep in the sense of there's no rush. Uh, when the time is right, the time is right. Like I said before.
Of course, this is looking back, right? But you have to understand these guys that are watching this. They're in a position right now where that's all they're thinking about, right? They can't get that out of their head. So how should they go about it?
Like I said, personal experience. I wasn't like that.
No, but you gotta understand, you're not like that. But a lot of guys are like that. So
were you like that? Were you like that at that age? Were you like that like a couple years ago?
Like when I was in high school?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
I
was thinking about it. Yeah.
Okay, so from
like
your
what guy isn't thinking about sex at that age though?
Yeah, I know, but it's not like it's gonna be running through your mind 24/7. You know what I mean?
Not like that either.
Like so in your in that sense of like you were saying before. I mean, you must have that personal experience. So like, what do you think? You know what I mean? Because I don't have that experience where I relate. You know what I mean?
Of course, like looking back at it, you like when you're older, you're like, yeah, I should just focus on school. I should have done this, should have done that. But I feel like maybe from a productivity standpoint, it could be better to just get it out of the way as soon as you can, because like that way you're able to just like mentally move on. You're like, yeah, whatever. Like I had sex. It's not a big deal, right? Because after you do it, you're like, oh, it's not even like a big deal. It's not like my whole world just got like way better. It's just like, all right, I just had sex and what, right?
I mean, but I believe everyone has a different experience. But in that sense, that's it. Really just depends on your mind, on your on how you are mentally. At the end of the day, it depends on your goals. When I was in high school, I'm not gonna lie to you. They didn't have the resources where they're like, oh yeah, you guys should go to college, blah blah blah. They gave you no resources whatsoever to be like, okay guys, I'm here to talk about college, blah blah blah. This is how you sign up. This is how you do this. No, it was never like that. You know what I mean? So I sort of had that. I knew what I wanted. I wanted to go to college, but it didn't hit me hard. Like I would go to school, focus on my schoolwork, Sometimes, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was a shitty student, like freshman year, when I transferred. But with the maturity, as you get older in that sense, you're not really thinking about that, regardless if you lost it or not. You know what I mean? So that's why I was saying, like, when I was like a senior or whatever, it hit me. I was like, yeah. Okay, now I gotta get my shit together. Or I think it was junior. I was like, yeah, I gotta get my shit together. Gotta take the SATs. Gotta talk to the counselor, see what I could do, to in one sense, she could help me to get into college. But
your priorities start changing basically.
That was kind of my goal. By that I mean, I kind of like I knew what I was going for in high school. You know what I mean? I was kind of a sort of introvert in the sense of I kept to myself. I had my little friend group, and then I wouldn't really talk to anyone else. You know what I mean? I would just do my schoolwork, hang out with my little friends or whatever in the cafeteria, go home.
Okay, do you want to move on to like the next step or?
But yeah, no, like I was saying, it depends on how you are mentally and your goals. Like I said, there's a time for everything. I don't believe you should, just get out the way. That just does not make sense to me. And I don't think it's that much of a bother to someone. You're not constantly thinking about that like that. You know what I mean? Regardless of your hormones going all over the place. You know what I mean?
No, that's the thing, though.
I don't think it's that emphasized.
At that age, your hormones are, like, all over the place, So, like, maybe it's just better to just get out of the way because, like, that way you can just mentally move on. You're like, all right, I got it done. It's not that big of a deal. I can move on with my life now. And yeah, it's just mental clarity, really.
So you believe they should just, get it over, whatever. Okay, yeah, my mind's clear. I ain't got to worry about that no more. Like, do you really think, that's weighing on them? You know what I mean? I don't think it's that important in that sense of.
What do you mean it's not important? It's not that important.
Yeah, no.
That's how that's how you're here, man.
No.
That's how life continues.
No. I get that.
Biologically speaking, it is important.
No, I get that, but I'm saying like, in the sense of you don't want to just.
Not with anybody, of course, but you want to choose your partner correctly, of course. But I'm not advocating, just to go sleep with anything that walks, right? With anything that has legs, but you know what I mean.
No, but you get what I'm trying to say, though, right? I just don't think it's emphasized like that. From personal experience, I just don't think, I mean, yeah, like I said, we talked about this, last episode?
Yeah.
With social media and everything, the way everything is, I could be wrong, you know what I mean? In the last, 5, 6, 4 years or so, you saw how much social media has changed, so I could be wrong. You know what I mean? It might be that important to people. It might not be that important. They might be trying to get out the way, but personally, when I was that age, it just was not that important to me, honestly.
See, no, that's a good point, though. I do have to like agree with you on that, because I feel like social media kind of does pressure men to get it out the way as soon as possible. But yeah, I mean that's a good point.
No, I mean
agree with that.
No, and I mean everything, even ads and stuff. For example, they just be they use sort of sexuality in a way to promote their business or whatever they're trying to promote. So it gets clicks. You know what I mean? So that might be a sense of
like you drive down the highway, all you see is ass on the billboard, right? For example, right?
I mean, like I said, a lot of businesses use it as a driving mechanism
to drag men into their business.
I wouldn't say men in general, but just in general,
specifically beer companies. I see them use that a lot.
Beer companies,
definitely. Corona, Bud Light, Miller Lite, whatever. They always have a commercial with people chilling at the beach, women in bikini, men with shorts, and just having a good time.
Yeah.
But do you want to move on to the next half?
Yeah, let's go to the next one.
So the next and third half is going to be fashion.
I think.
So as a young man, you should definitely, not necessarily just clothes, but just how you present yourself in general.
So to correct you, this is the fourth one, right?
Oh yeah, this is the fourth one. Sorry,
the fourth one.
Guys. Fourth one.
So
fourth F.
You said it was fashion.
Fashion, yeah, not necessarily just clothes, but also how you present yourself.
Oh yeah, so I actually do have something to say about this. So if I'm not, this one might be. Ooh, this one might be one of the top ones. We talked about they were finance,
fitness. And fucking.
I think this one might be the top one, honestly.
You think so?
This might be one of the top ones, honestly. So, how you carry yourself, I believe that's really important. It's what people see. It's what what you yourself see. This is, I think, like I said, this is one of the big ones. It comes down really to, not in the sense of how you dress, but how you carry yourself. Just there's just so much I can't really.
I mean, definitely, because how you see yourself is gonna affect how
other people see you.
How other people see you, definitely. So if you don't respect yourself as a man, then how can you expect anybody else to respect you, right?
Yeah,
it kind of goes both ways, really. So with fashion or presenting yourself, I definitely want to say that you should. I mean, to be honest with you, I have not been so good about this in the past, but I've lately tried to go on a skincare routine. Mm-hmm. So you want to get some cleanser going in the morning and night. So you want to get a good skincare routine down, because especially when you're a teenager, right? Because your hormones are all over the place, like you mentioned earlier. And it's more likely that you're going to have crazy acne at that age, right?
Yeah.
Puberty, so you want to get that under control as much as possible, because that's really going to kill your confidence in way more areas, and it's really just going to kill your confidence all around. So you definitely want to get that under control. And then, is there anything else you want to say about skincare?
I mean, so when I was going through puberty and stuff, I mean, I believe we're still going through puberty till like 24 or something, but
is that correct?
I think so.
24?
I think
that
so.
was like 21.
No.
Oh.
Or they said you don't stop going until 24, something like that.
Okay.
It was one of those two. I did have acne issues at first. Like I would get pimples all over my forehead, and that would be like the one spot where I would get pimples. I never really had pimples, acne or anywhere, in my overall face. Just my forehead would be terrible. And a good skincare routine just takes care of that. After that, I didn't really have to deal with acne and stuff. No, but it was bad to the point where you get really self-conscious about stuff like that. This is why I said it's like one of the most important. Like I said, my pimples were bad back then. And I would be really like self-conscious about like my forehead and shit back then. Like it was so bad because I'm like, yo, I got all these pimples in my forehead. It's like it makes it look bigger than what it is or whatever.
But looking back at it, like if you're like in that age, I think you should also realize that it's not just you that's suffering with acne. Most likely, everybody else around you is also suffering with acne in some one way or another, right? Because they're also around that age and they're also going through puberty just like you. So you should also take that into account,
Yeah, no. I mean, yeah, but at that age, I feel like you're not worried about anyone else but yourself.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
It's all just about you, right?
Yeah. So it's one of those things where you're like, oh, you just become self-conscious about these things. So you might wanna take care of these things. But yeah, no, it was bad. Like it was bad to the point where I'd be like, trying to keep raising my eyebrows the entire time and just walking down the halls like this, just so people could not really see my forehead like that. But
for me, I really struggled with like, I'm not sure what like condition is, but like when the side of your nose right here, like your skin starts peeling. I'm not sure what the condition is called. Basically, just skin peeling, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or rash. I think it's called a rash. I'm not sure what it's called.
Just like dry
it's got
skin.
like specific, condition to it, specific name. But yeah, it's kind of what I struggled with. And looking back at it, I mean, I never went to a doctor, but there was like a cream that my sister gave me. But I wasn't really consistent with it because, I was lazy at the time. I just brushed my teeth and just get going, right? So I wouldn't really, like, spend the time in the morning to, put the cream on. Because when I did eventually put the cream on more consistently, it would definitely go away. And I noticed a big difference.
Yeah, no, so I think I know what you're talking about because I used to have that little red shit over here and stuff. And it mostly comes, like, when,
Wintertime,
your skin gets really dry. And, stuff like lotion and all that don't really cut it. But,
you gotta use a really strong cream.
Yeah, no, I went to the dermatologist. This was like fucking 2 years ago because it was bad, like I said. And I think he said it was called like Sebahart. Wow, something dermatitis. It's like Seba. Yo, yeah, look this up for me. Seba HO. Yep.
Seborrheic dermatitis.
Yeah, something like that. Fuck,
no,
it's bad.
Seborrheic dermatitis.
Yeah, I can't say that.
It's a common condition that mainly affects your scalp.
But no, you go on images, and it's mostly your like. Click on images. Go ahead.
Okay. So how do you spell that again? Oh, right there. It's right there. So let's go to some images. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, no, and go ahead and show the camera real quick. Basically, what it was.
Wait, let me delete my search history real quick.
No,
I'm just messing with you guys. So that's kind of what it is right there.
I mean, yeah, no, they can't really see that. But basically, it's just all this area right here would be like red and stuff. Just due to dryness. And it was bad. But they just give you a cream for that and it goes away. So you just gotta be whenever it dries up, use that cream.
Just like anything else, you gotta be consistent.
Yep. That's how you build up a routine. So it all comes down to discipline.
All right, and then for the second point about fashion, you want to like work on your wardrobe. And obviously, we understand at that age, you don't really have like a lot of money to spend, like just like on anything, especially higher end brands. But you can really just go to H&M, Forever 21, or any cheap store, and just get yourself some plain T-shirts, just anything really, And you obviously don't want to like dress too crazy. Like basically, like if like you're personally like not into like dressing like fancy per se, then you can just stick to a certain style,
So with that, I do agree with you. I believe that, the whole, high end thing. Yeah, I get it. You see all this stuff, like I said, on social media. You see a lot of rappers, a lot of celebrities wear all that shit. Nah, yeah, okay, you could wear it, but
But you're not gonna have any more money after that.
don't blow all your check on that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't blow all your check on the tea.
That's what we used to do. Remember, we used to go to the outlet mall, and I personally, I'm not sure what stores you went to, but I went to Hugo Boss, and I bought the $110 polos. Remember?
Yeah.
And it was just a simple black or white or green or pink polo.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like special at all. It just simply said Hugo Boss or here or Boss, and then Hugo Boss under it, and that's $110 on the drain right there. Simple.
Yeah, no, but I mean, I think just, if you want to wear high end, go ahead. It really comes down to personal preference, but
You don't have to.
no, you ain't gotta wear none of that shit to impress nobody. Cause at the end of the day, wear whatever you want. It comes down to your fashion sense. So whatever sort of clothes you like wearing, whatever fashion sense you have, wear it. At the end of the day, you're gonna, it's for you. It's not over here to impress other people. So you're gonna be.
I mean, basically, what he's saying is, as long as you feel like you look good, then other people are gonna like see that confidence, radiate off you. So,
yeah, I feel
that's
like
definitely what we should be focusing on.
other people's opinions shouldn't really matter on that aspect because.
But then again, you don't want to look like a complete bum either. So,
No, I get that, but
so like basically, as long as you feel good, then
yeah, just whatever you want, your own fashion sense.
And then for the last point we have down here about fashion, what about haircuts? Like, how do you think they should go about that? You should definitely try to get a haircut, say every 2 weeks. Or I mean, tops every 3 weeks, but at least every 2 weeks.
So I got a haircut like last week on Saturday or so. It may not look like it, but look. You can't really see it, but yeah, just at least get a lineup or something. You got to keep it clean. At the end of the day, it really depends on your hairstyle. Damn, my hair's a mess now, but yeah, just try to keep it clean. Keep your own presentation clean. And yeah, it all comes down on how you present yourself. So however you present yourself, radiates that self-confidence, radiates, who you are as a person. So, you want to look good so you could feel good,
And another mistake I made when I was younger was trying to, like, for example, like, there's certain haircuts that look better, like, on certain hair types, right? So, for example, like, let's say, like, I wasn't a teenager when I did this, right? But I was, like, 11.
Mm-hmm.
I used to try to have, like, a mohawk, right? But obviously, like, my hair, I don't have straight hair, so that's never going to look good, and it's never going to be able to, like, go together, right?
Yeah.
Because I feel like that looks good when you have, like, straight hair, personally, right? But you definitely want to get a haircut that's geared more towards your hair type.
No, yeah, no, I agree with you on that. During that time or whatever, I was just getting haircuts, mostly what other people would get. I'd be like, yo, that shit look kind of cool. Let me, everyone's getting I don't know, man. I need an example. Everyone's getting the Edgar cut.
Oh, really? You didn't try to do that, though, did you?
I did not.
Yeah, that never appealed to me either.
But
the haircut that I got before everybody else was the 2 lines. I invented that thing, basically.
You said you invented that?
Practically. I mean, I had it back in 2016.
You started the trend?
I think so. I had that thing back in 2016.
Shit's crazy. Yeah, no, so I mean, that is one of the other big, like I said, one of the big ones of the 4Fs would be fashion, just overall how you present yourself.
But another thing about haircuts too, I want to say is like, yeah, you might like the top kind of long or whatever, and that's cool, right? But for the sides, I think you should always, like, even if it's every 2 weeks, like I said, you should always try to keep it clean, right? At least a lineup or at least clean up the sides. It's okay to grow at the top, but at least the sides, trim it up a bit.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. I agree with you on that. Gotta keep it clean.
Yeah, and fashion, it's really gonna help you, like, and fucking, I mean, obviously, right, because it's just gonna give you more confidence in that. But it's also gonna help you in terms of finances, because if you feel like you look good, then you're probably gonna perform good. Meaning that you're gonna do good at your job, and when you show up to an interview and you personally feel good within yourself, you're probably gonna do way better than as if you feel like oh, like, you know, what kind of shoes do I have on or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like if you feel like you're not dressed well, for example. And do we want to go on to the last point or not yet?
Yeah. If there's anything else, there is to this, yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I don't really have too much to say for fashion, but for the last point that we want to have here before we wrap up the show is education. In my opinion, when you're in high school, you should definitely be focusing on getting good grades. And yeah, you might not be planning to go to college, but it's always good to get good grades, because if you are planning to go to college, which you might not know when you're like, 16, 15 or whatever, but if, like I said, like, getting a good GPA throughout high school is gonna like allow you to get those scholarships and just allow you to like have more selections at schools. So you definitely want to be focusing on getting good grades.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. Regardless of when you are gonna go, you're always, if you do end up having good grade, good GPA or whatever, you're always gonna have that door open of going to college. 2 years later, you decide, oh yeah, I want to go to college. You got that door open. Why? Because you got a good GPA, you got good SAT scores, you got you put the work in school, so that opportunity is gonna come real easy for you. And who knows, you might not even have to pay for college. So who knows?
But basically, whatever you do in terms of education in high school, you do not want to drop out, because any basic job out there requires at least a high school diploma. Whether it's Walmart, I don't know, a pharmacy or warehouse, it doesn't matter what type of job it is, you're going to at least need a high school diploma for pretty much, I'd say, 99% of the jobs out there. Yeah. What it seems like anyways.
Unless basically fast food.
Fast food.
But even if you do go to fast food, I'm pretty sure you're not going to get like a manager position or anything. So
yeah, you're just pretty much going to stay at the bottom.
Yeah, and if you did drop out, you could go back,
Get a GED.
Get the GED, you get whatever, have something to show for it. You don't want to be stuck in that same position the rest of your life. You don't want to be working at fucking McDonald's for $7.25. Go back to school, finish. There's stuff out there that's paying even more.
Okay, and then also for education, I like to say that, yeah, you might not be planning to go to like, a 4-year school. If that's not your thing, that's fine. You can go into trades. You can be a plumber. You can be a carpenter. You can be like an AC repairman, and you can just go to a 2-year trade school. But it's also going to help you. It's going to give you more options if you get those good grades in high school, because you're going to have a wider selection of schools to go to. So, like I said, getting good grades is just going to help you in so many ways. It can never hurt you, really.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. It's really the foundation for your future. So
yeah, like I said, you don't even have to go to college. I mean, we personally are going to college, but you don't have to if that's not what you feel like doing. But you definitely want to get good grades in high school, because if you ever do decide to go back to college later on in your life, you're going to have that high GPA, which is probably going to give you more school selection and possibly even more scholarships, right?
Yeah, no, everyone has their own path. You do whatever you believe in and, go after it. You get your education. There's nothing stopping you from doing whatever you want to do.
All right, and then actually I had forgotten. We have one more category here, social life. So, in my opinion, or not in my opinion, right? But like, in your opinion, what importance would you give to social life at that age? Like 16, 17, 18? Should you be focusing on like, getting a lot of friends, or should you keep your circle small? Should you, be going to events, or what should you be doing in terms of that?
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's something, like I said, I didn't do much because, I was more sort of an introvert. I like to keep to myself. I didn't really like to go out. Other than, just practice, soccer practice. That was basically it. Go make friends. You know what I mean? Go out. Be safe. You know what I mean in that sense. But, and enjoy your friends while you have them. You guys want to go play soccer every Friday? Go ahead. You know what I mean? That's what we used to do.
We used to walk like good Tomas to McDonald's, pit stop at McDonald's, and then walk over to the soccer field.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, enjoy your friends while you have them. Enjoy that time, because after high school, a lot of people just, they just fall out. A lot of people cut ties for whatever reason it is. Everyone kind of goes their own path. Some people you still keep in contact with, but even then, everyone has their own shit going on. So, enjoy your friends. At least, the real ones or whatever while you have them. So
what you just said though, that everybody eventually falls out. Is it really even worth it investing like years of your life into a friendship that could potentially fall out straight after high school?
No,
is it even worth it then?
Regardless of however it ends, I believe that it is worth it.
Why? Because you teach you life experiences that you otherwise wouldn't
have. Not only in that sense, just because you don't even know who you fall out with or who is gonna be there with you, regardless. I don't think you should. It's one of those things you should worry about. You know what I mean? Because if you have a lot of friends, great. You know what I mean? If not, regardless, it'll be a smaller circle, but in a sense, it's tighter. You have that circle where, okay, I could rely on this person. You know what I mean? You don't want to be the school's friend. You know what I mean? Because then, you're gonna lose maybe over half of those people. But in a sense, have that sort of friend group. And even if you do fall out, like I said, doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Those friends are with you for a reason. You know what I mean? Like, it builds experiences. It builds, who knows if in the future that could sort of create an opportunity for you or for others and be like, oh yeah, I was with you in high school, and who knows? You never know what benefit sort of having that network could be, regardless of the age. You know what I mean?
So, like, where should you be meeting these people at, though?
What do you mean?
Like, basically, should he, like, should he do it through sports? Should he do it through, like, a club? Or, like, how should he go about it?
I mean, when you're at that age, I think, whatever you're into, you just go that route, A lot of your friends are into sports. I mean, or you're really into sports, you'll make a lot of friends through, the sport in general.
Yeah, talking about sports, I think you should definitely get sports, like whatever sport that is, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I definitely think so, because I personally didn't do it, but if I could go back, like I said in episode 2, I would have definitely gone back and gotten into sport, for sure.
Yeah, no, I feel like, sport sort of gives you that sort of discipline, that sort of,
gives you some direction in life.
Yeah, no, and it gives you that sort of free time, that sort of, I could sort of, relieve the stress, playing soccer, playing whatever, kicking the ball with my friends, you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things where, it's you can't go wrong in sport, doing a sport.
Yeah, definitely. Do you want to bring things to an end here, or is there anything else you'd like to add?
I think I've stated everything I had to say, honestly, for this episode.
All right, well, make sure you guys follow me and him on Instagram, follow the podcast Instagram account. Is there anything else? Just like and subscribe, basically.
Yeah, make sure to like and subscribe, comment, and, tune in for our next episode, might be out before next week, might be out, yeah, honestly, I think it might be out before, next week, so, be on the lookout for that. We'll be posting more content soon, and, we'll see you all next time.